Oh, wow.
Uh,
We're at the, at a pivotal moment. The only person
yes, that's when we decided to stop.
I believe it.
Yes.
That is a thing you would do. Alright. Who's the culprit? A wild-ass guess. There we go.
It must be the waiter.
Must be the waiter.
Everyone knows that waiters are highly respected and have the ability to command their dining guests.
Makes perfect sense to me. Yes. Surely.
Hosonaga-san? The waiter who took the stand without swearing in earlier?
Who would have thunk?
Peacock! What possible reason would the waiter have to make these witnesses give false testimony? Not to mention the fact that even a head waiter could not possibly have that level of influence.
Logic.
For once, I would agree with you. If, that is, the man truly were a waiter. But he is not. He is no ordinary waiter. He is a spy from Britain. What? A spy?
Bam!
Come on, Ryunosuke. Time to hit this court with the truth.
He's a spy!
The truth about Satoru Hosonaga-san's real identity as proven by this evidence.
What evidence? I don't remember anything. Ah, his business card. Must be.
On the other side, it says spy. Or the British Empire.
Whoa! There we go.
Whoa.
It does say spy. Alright.
Sus.
Go. Yes! He's a spy.
I'm not sure what this is supposed to prove, Counsel. I think, Your Excellency, that what this proves is not the true nature of the waiter, but the true nature of the accused.
Sorry?
You, Ryunosuke, you are the spy, a blackguard who would stoop to presenting irrelevant evidence to incriminate an innocent man. That is the true nature of this rookie. No, that was wrong. Try again, go over all the evidence. Yes, why would the business card show who he really is? I don't know, did you have to select some specific part of the business card?
Yeah. Huh. Alright.
Try again, Ryunosuke. Oh boy, I'm sweating bullets even though he clearly just failed big time. No, it has to be this. How can it not be?
Yeah, how can it not be this? This is like literally his.
Oh no.
It
We're
literally
really playing
says here.
Ace Attorney again.
Do I have to, I don't know, unlock the evidence first? Okay.
You might have to talk about it.
Alright.
Yeah, very sus business card. It's supposed to show that he's a spy, but actually...
The woman is a spy!
The woman is probably Irene Adler or Irene Idler? Idler?
Ah! They were like
of
kitchen,
course.
not use the kanji. No, you're just
starting harder. Alright, now maybe you talk about it.
Okay, now we talk about it.
Then the game knows that you actually know.
Yeah, you're gonna tell the game that you know. Well,
That's unexpected.
Giddy.
Yeah, can you read this kanji over here?
Oh, it's Hosonaga Satoru, but anyway. Yes, it tends to show people's name, that makes sense.
Yeah, but look at his job title. It says here, Spy. Imperial Spy.
Chief Inspector Spy. Primary Spy Division.
Primary
Imperial
Criminal Spy, mind you.
Imperial Police Spy. Spy?
What on earth? Yeah. But you know, this is what happens when you have a lot of power in the popo. You just turn to spies. Oh, the item
Oh,
is
okay, you can
transformed.
upgrade it.
Now
before
you can serve it as evidence.
Yes!
That seems kind of stupid, though.
Yeah, they should have just like skipped a step.
Yeah. The plan of the restaurant sketched by the man in question? I agree, it shows a great deal of attention to detail, but I'm not sure we can conclude anything.
Sorry, you gotta flip it around. The back.
Yeah,
the back.
rookie mistake. I
back,
beg
sir.
your pardon? With the back, which is not the front.
Or perhaps I should have said the other back. Oh, it's a proper. The front of the back of the card.
Would somebody please explain what this overexcited student is trying to say?
It's the back of the front of the card. Come on.
Flip the fucking thing! Also, Naga-san sketched a plan of the restaurant on the reverse side of his business card. The front of the business card reveals the man in question's profession. His true profession. The waiter's profession, but that's surely... Good gracious! That's right, Your Excellency. A waiter spy. Chief Inspector, Primary Criminal Spy Investigation Division, Imperial Spy Police Bureau Spy. What? The waiter is a police spy? I haven't heard any mention of this before. Why haven't I heard any mention of this before? Are all of my witnesses lying to me? The Imperial Spy Bureau has immense power, absolute power, as far as regular civilians are concerned.
But we're not regular civilians.
So, witnesses there in the stand.
He's not a civilian. He's a soldier.
Was it in fact a waiter who gave you your orders? Was it he who told you? It's kind of funny for a waiter to give you orders. Was it he who told you not to mention that you'd seen this foreign gentlewoman at the scene? Well.
Even the baby is nervous.
An unvoiced hold it.
Oh.
Hang on, I'm not a spy.
Inspector Spy!
Inspector Spy Vampire. I was worried something like this may happen. Ever since I handed over my true identity. Yes, I realized that you might decide to flip the fucking thing at some point. Blah 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 blah.
I remember now. He was acting hella weird.
I strive to carry out all investigations flawlessly. It's my guiding principle. But I let myself be distracted when I made that sketch.
She was too hot.
It was an unusually careless mistake. So, you mean to say you really are a spy?
Why would a spy be working as a restaurant waiter?
This joke is starting to not hold up. I was working as an undercover spy.
I didn't even get to click for that previous dialogue. This guy interjected so quickly. Undercover?
Yes, there have been a series of incidents at a restaurant recently. In order to investigate, I decided to get a job there as a waiter, working undercover. Incidents at the restaurant? What kind of incidents?
I want a spin-off game just about his life as a waiter.
That would be classified spy, which I am not at liberty to divulge. However, I can state categorically that they are unrelated to this case of homicide. Yeah, because everything that's been unrelated so far has remained so. Very well then, can't help it, Spy Hosonaga, but you will elaborate on one point for the court. Of course, Your Excellency. We have just heard new information from the two witnesses beside you. That at the time of the shooting, there was in fact another person present at the victim's table. If that is indeed true, clearly you would also have been aware of this person's presence, having served at the table in question. However, your testimony did not allude to this other diner. Therefore, I am led to assume that in your professional capacity as a spy, you require these witnesses to be in agreement. Would that be correct?
That's fake blood
Correct,
Oh,
Your
the
Excellency.
sea glasses. The flesh. Unbelievable!
As I suspected. Well, there you have it. We have no other possible suspects. I guess you killed him. As soon as I heard a gunshot, I ran out of the kitchen to see what had happened. The victim sat slumped in his chair, and beside him, gun in hand, stood the accused student. Sitting opposite the victim at the same table was a young lady whom I guessed to be an Englishwoman. So the truth comes out. I immediately sealed off the restaurant and reported the incident to the bureau. It was then that I received some special orders.
Spy orders.
From Britain.
You mean to say?
Remove the English woman from the scene at once.
She was never there.
It was made clear that the Englishwoman's presence at the restaurant was to be concealed.
I
don't know how you could have concealed.
Maybe the order
You
was
even
to,
asked
like, kill her.
Ryunosuke to keep it shush. How was this supposed to?
Well, to be fair, Ryunosuke is not gonna keep it shush when his life is at risk here.
So then you were gonna send Ryunosuke to the gallows.
Yeah, that's one way to keep it shush.
But then now he comes out and says that after his witnesses break. I think it would be in everyone's best interest not to pursue that idea.
I'm not confirming or denying. It's just a bad idea.
The Empire views the friendly terms of its relationship with Britain more highly than anything at the moment. Certainly more highly than you. An Englishman has been murdered on our soil. To name an Englishwoman as a primary suspect, it looks very bad. Well, without irrefutable evidence, that would be completely out of the question. So let's start by burying it. So that's the reason for the disappearance of the Phantom Woman in this case.
But it's not right. But that's a sacrifice I'm willing to make.
They didn't teach us about this in judge school. One possibility does spring to mind. Oh, what is it, Kazuma? Could it be that...
What do you mean, Kazuma? Save me. Help.
Yume Daigaku is currently hosting a number of exchange students from Great Britain. Maybe she's your classmate.
Oh.
Studying in the medical faculty area.
Oh.
There's a young English woman there.
And there are only so many of them at this day and age.
In fact, so far there's only been one woman in the entire game other than Kotoba's daughter. I can see why you're the chosen candidate for the overseas study tour.
You mean...
When I removed the woman from the scene of the crime...
Oh, she went undercover as a student.
I thought it prudent to check her identity first. And then the court demands that you name the lady in question at once, Inspector. The English woman sitting at a university professor's table was a certain Miss Josiah Brett. She is indeed a foreign student studying in the research laboratory of W. Daigaku's medical faculty. What is happening here? I admit that under orders from the police bureau, I erase all evidence of this lady's presence at the scene, save that of your pea brain, and ordered these witnesses to make no mention of her in their testimonies.
The side animations are so cute.
It must now be up to your excellency to decide how to deal with this situation. Out of my hands now, la la la.
I've done my job.
I tried. Very well, my thoughts on the matter are as follows. Thus far, the case presented to the court has been underpinned by a particularly critical premise. Namely, that the victim was dining alone. However, as we have now discovered, that this premise is false. It would be a desecration of our justice system to ignore the truth and give a ruling at this point.
We get to investigate.
Yeah. but, Your Excellency, I gave you 3 whole shitty witnesses. That would mean missing the noon deadline of a ruling in order to send the telegraphic report to Great Britain. Our own government will surely be very displeased by such action.
We might be executed, or worse, demoted.
Calm yourself, Counsel. The only one getting demoted here is you. I will not allow the government of our country or any other to influence the proceedings of my courtroom.
You see, I have tenure. I cannot be fired.
Inspector Hosonaga. Yes, sir. You will locate this Josiah Brett and escort her to the courtroom with the utmost urgency. At once, Your Excellency. Kinda wish we could have done that from the start. but that means you're going against the special orders you're given from the police bureau. Going against orders. As I said before, it is my guiding principle to carry out all investigations flawlessly.
You might need a health insurance for your job.
Whoa! Nothing will get in my way! Except perhaps some tuberculosis.
Oh.
Court will adjourn briefly. The prosecution must call the English student Josiah Brett to the witness stand. Do I make myself clear? Yes. Your Excellency. Good, then we will have a 30-minute recess.
Wow.
Before we continue.
30 minutes.
You better hop to it, tuberculosis-ridden spy policeman.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Progress, if it can be called that.
Slap that typewriter.
Yeah, is the guard gonna be any nicer to you now? Excellent work, Ryunosuke. That was superb.
My heart was in my mouth the entire time.
It was almost unbelievable. I mean, looking at you in there. You were drenched in sweat, your eyes popping, your knees knocking, and you were grinding your teeth. So hot. It was a grim sight, but before I knew it, you'd started finding inconsistencies in the testimony.
Very mean.
I think you might have a natural talent for not being a halfwit.
It must be the way I raise my hands. I don't ever want to see the inside of a courtroom again.
We have 9 more trials to go. Anyway, it looks like we've exposed your phantom lady at last. Miss Giselle Brett, a student from Great Britain. Is she?
That was what I was trying to tell everyone from the start. No one would believe me. I wasn't alone. I've been saying all along.
Yes, you have, haven't you?
I might not be overly confident in the courtroom, but my powers of observation are one thing I'm sure of.
That explains the darting eyes. Yes, I can see that. So, about this hot woman. Thanks to our detective friend, she was hastily escorted away from the scene, it seems. Did you see what happened with that?
No, my powers of observation aren't that good. I was busy looking at a gun. I was blanking out. Waiter ran over to me, looking as white as a sheet, and he bundled me to some sort of small pantry next to the kitchen.
Fast thinking by the detective. He apprehended his suspect without a moment's delay.
Yes, and because I was shut in the pantry, I have no idea what happened outside in the dining area. Confused them.
There you are. Well done, both of you. Oh. Professor Mikonova. Well, it seems I was right. The pair of you make an outstanding team. You've exceeded my expectations, I have to say.
What were your expectations?
That Kazuma would be able to go on his holiday. Yes, we planned this from the start. You arranged things so that I wouldn't be able to act as a lawyer in the trial. Well, yeah, our modern country is still in its infancy. Our justice system even more so. Which is why I had to shove it off a cliff so it would grow up fast. Yeah. What's a few students ending up in jail if one of them can make it to Great Britain?
They're gonna kick them down a cliff and that would give them a scholarship to success.
Well, it makes no difference. I'm still marrying this man, lawyer otherwise, if I'm the kind of man who can't help his best friend avert the worst crisis of his life. I shouldn't waste everyone's time by going to study overseas anyway.
What? Oh, Kazuma.
So that's your stance. I was afraid you'd feel that way.
You can marry him. Not yet. Kazuma!
Well then, I'll just have to send both of you to Great Britain. Yes, come down to you.
Me?
You also want a free scholarship? Yeah, prove your innocence and go to Great Britain. I also kind of want to know the truth. Because I have a personal connection to this case.
Have a think of it. He said the same thing earlier this morning, didn't he? Did he?
Did he? I don't recall.
Yeah, see, now's the time for a flashback. If you don't mind me asking, Professor, did you know the victim?
Yes, he was my Eugen. As you're probably aware, Dr. John H. Wilson was a visiting professor at UMA. And it was I who invited him.
They're gonna look good in your record now, huh?
I didn't know that before. Anyway, you're about to go into battle. The victim was a university professor from Great Britain, in case you forgot. And a well-known one at that.
Very new one.
Naturally, our government is looking to identify and punish the culprit as quickly as possible. But let's not forget who we're going up against.
Spies.
The hot lady whose involvement in our police bureau went to extraordinary lengths to hide. The Popo hiding evidence? No.
Never.
Yes, and I'm sure the prosecution will be using every tool at their disposal to squash your case.
Body cams weren't invented yet, so they couldn't turn it off.
But I have no doubt that you, Bear, will put up a good fight right to the last. Even if you lose at the end. Oh, best of luck!
Thank you.
Now then. I need you to run an errand at the university at once. There's something I think we may need. Now, can you fetch us the lady? Sure. Good luck, Kazuma-sama. Defending Naruhodo! I'm still gonna be a jerk to you. Court recess is over. That was 30 minutes. Go, 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 shoot! It's time. Let's get back to it. Partner. We're going to deal a decisive blow before those old fossils know what's hit them.
Yeah, worst case, I'll draw my sword.
Fight your way out of court.
Kazuma?
I don't know.
What are you doing?
What?
Thank you, really, I love you.
Well, we haven't won yet. And what for?
Well, you believed in me. Yeah, I'm kind of a half-wit, if you haven't realized by now.
Look, I have faith in you. As a lawyer and as a friend.
Coming from you, that means a
fiancé,
lot.
though, we're toast.
That's like go to Great Britain. They allow that sort of thing there.
Do they?
At some point.
Do they? This guy would inherit his anti-gay offers.
Actually, I don't know if gay marriage is actually legal in UK. I just assumed it was, but
You know, this is... I want to find out right now.
Alright, go look it up.
This is important.
This is important to our shipping nonsense.
It is currently...
Okay. But when was it made legal?
Since 2014, which it definitely is right now.
Makes sense. Alright then, let's get married. I'll save the I do's for after the trial.
The trials of very life. You can treat me to one of those sukiyaki meals I like from you on Daikashi Street. With an extra large portion, of course.
Oh, I want some sukiyaki.
Yeah. Yeah, was that 30 minutes? I don't know.
Maybe the bailiff was just messing with you.
Probably. The court hereby resumes the trial of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Murderer or idiot, or both. Prosecutor Auchi, have you managed to subpoena the witness? Yes,
In
Your
30
Excellency,
minutes.
against all odds. Somehow, I could subpoena a rando stranger from another country. Thanks to a certain young stripling, the prosecution is now under rather painful scrutiny from the government.
Sorry.
Not sorry. Let the government scrutinize. That's your job. That's nothing to worry about. It's highly unlikely that the good relations we've forged with Great Britain will emerge from this trial unscathed. Will you still think it's nothing to worry about when the new treaty breaks down and our nation founders?
Again, terribly sorry. Sorry for the diplomatic disaster.
The gun that led to an international incident. If the friendship between our nations is really so fragile, then the treaty isn't worth the paper it's written on. What's a few murders between two You really have nothing to worry about, Ryunosuke. What do you mean? A secret trial, anxiety over some foreign government's opinions, a bungled investigation, missing witnesses. Is this what our nation's justice system is? Is this the Supreme Court of Japan? Oh shit,
Whoa,
shots fired.
whoa.
Or of England! Shut up, you choked up rookie boy. You and your friend know nothing. Nothing of the situation our nation finds itself in. Our isolation is really
Whoa.
bad. By aligning ourselves with this great world power, we'll become strong. Diplomacy has never been more critical. Steady political maneuvering is what will secure our futures.
I won't deny that I'm no expert, I'm just a student. And one who could arguably study harder too. Standing here now in our Supreme Court, there's one thing I feel very strongly.
I really don't want to be found guilty.
I really didn't do it!
Oh, how profound. Well said, Ryunosuke, despite the wide-eyed look of terror.
Eyes still darting.
You little brat! Thank you, Council. This court is the pinnacle of our nation's justice system and exists solely for the pursuance of truth. With that in mind, this trial will now resume with the next witness taking a stand. The visiting student from Great Britain, Ms. Josiah Barrett. Yes. Your Excellency. I think I know why he's half bald now. Oh
Whoa.
my. Oh.
A full swan!
Wow, she is hot. I guess. Oh, well, what a delight it is to welcome such a fine gentlewoman to Japan, and from such a distant land. Tea! Someone bring English tea! In England, no discussions take place without tea!
They all a bunch of simps.
Is that true? No idea. Oh, whoops, sorry, still your line. So, could we possibly trouble you to state your name and occupation for the court? Of course. My name is Satoru Naga. I have been working undercover as a head waiter at La Kanima, but yes, we know all about you already. Inspector Hosonaga, where are your manners? In England, it's always ladies first, especially hot ladies.
Is that true?
Yeah. Oh, got a knife. More importantly, a little earlier today, you said something to me. You said, your powers of observation are the one thing you're sure of.
Yeah, I know. I mean, oh yes, I think I did, didn't I?
Yes, you did. Yet your description for this amazing sight was simply a woman.
While my powers of observation are one thing, but description is another.
Sorry,
there you
Ryunosuke, but powers of observation, you're saying your powers of description are sorely left.
Guilty.
So, dear lady, once again, we may trouble you for your name and occupation, please.
Whoa.
Oh.
Oh, she talks in cursive.
I'm terribly sorry, dear lady, but what? The lady says her name is Josiah Brett. She comes from London, England. She's a visiting research student, currently enrolled in Yume Daigaku's medical faculty. Oh my, what a rare treat to hear the dulcet tones of the delightful language of the British people.
It's funny to see English being described like how some foreign languages are described.
I'm afraid I don't understand a word you said, but it was as beautiful as a hummingbird song. Do hummingbirds sing?
I don't even know.
As far as I can tell, the detective is translating her words faithfully enough.
Oh, studied English, did
He's
you?
not in on it.
You obviously do find England, Kazuma. That's why you're getting sent overseas.
Nor you. You've clearly been paying attention in your English classes, Ryunosuke.
I know, it's showing up as random squiggles on my screen.
The court thanks the beautiful lady for taking the stand. Now, if we may trouble you to confirm something, Miss Brett. 3 days ago, at a restaurant called Le Carnival, a grim murder took place. The court has been led to believe that you were dining there with the victim, Dr. Wilson, at the time. Is that correct? She says, yes.
That's gonna take some time.
So even though she's studying here in Japan, she can't speak any Japanese?
Go back to England.
I definitely killed him. She'd like to apologize for disappearing from the scene. She says that she was due to make a presentation at university, so she had to leave immediately, murder or no murder. Interesting, when you're the one who engineered her escape. I was just following special orders from the Bureau. Well now, dear lady, would you be so kind as to cast your eyes over this photographic print? Seeing as you were so unfortunately present at the scene of the crime, could it be that your resplendent eyes caught sight of the wicked perpetrator, perhaps? In a mirror, perhaps? Apparently it was a very frightening and sorrowful sight. Do you mean to say? Yes, it would appear the lady did witness the crime. This again, the very moment when the accused standing right there in his courtroom shot the victim in cold blood.
I did.
Whoa.
Wow.
Order in court. Did you hear that, Your Excellency?
The hot lady said so. It's absolutely conclusive.
Absolutely conclusive. In a statement, just like the last three. Well, it looks like it's clear now. Clear who our real enemy is. Great Britain.
Ding.
Unfortunately, I will have to ask you to formally testify, if you please. Kindly tell the court the exact nature of this frightening and sorrowful sight you described. Yourself, TV.
I love that hat. And this is full as swan.
Yeah, and the
With a
back of her
bow.
dress also has the tails.
Yeah.
I had arranged to meet for a slightly late luncheon with Dr. Wilson that day. The professor was unable to eat, so I ordered for myself only a beef steak that I chomped into. After a while, the accused came over to greet the professor, and they got into a fierce argument. Then, not long afterwards, the accused took the professor's gun and shot him right before my eyes. I don't carry a gun myself, so obviously I couldn't have been the culprit.
I mean, he took the gun from the professor, so... I don't carry a gun either.
Yes!
No! No, I didn't argue with the professor. I hate confrontation.
Quiet, you filthy wretch. Yeah. Look at you, you black-hearted blackguard. Snow White angel.
Hey, that's racist.
I'm sure even a dark mind, a scoundrel, like you can believe whose words the court is. Wow, you really do need to learn a thing or two from the overseas courts. You're still making the same mistakes, Runosuke. Remember, you have to look hot when you make these things. I like that. You gotta learn.
Lean on your katana and lean back seductively. Ugh, why are you so annoying?
Of course, I was at the scene as well. I took statements from this lady and the 2 witnesses who testified before and reported back to the bureau. It was decided that Miss Brett was not involved, so I let her go. The testimonies of last 2 witnesses were completely worthless.
Thank you,
however.
Kazuma.
Well, even so. On the day in question, the lady was wearing the same outfit as she is today. That's gonna be key, isn't it? As you can see, there's nowhere about a person where she couldn't see the Not in her hair, not under her hat, not in her boobs, and certainly not in the back of her head.
The big fluffy thing. I would think she could hide a gun almost anywhere. Thank you, Ryunosuke.
Unless and until the precise location where the witnesses have and then a weapon can be shown, this is moot. There are no pockets in my outfit. That actually checks out. I have nowhere to hide a gun.
I believe that. When all women wear dresses with pockets, they will tell you.
Those are the witnesses' own words on the matter.
Ugh, that's ridiculous. I don't need pockets to hide things on that. Maybe don't say that out loud.
Yeah, maybe not. Don't think about doing anything rash, Yusuke. That's more than your criminal record on the line here.
But then fire the gun I picked up. I didn't.
You're right about that, which means this lady was hiding a gun somewhere. Yes, that's what we have to prove now. Somehow. And to do so, we will need to pull her testimony apart.
Not her dress, her testimony.
This idiot will never understand. The defense may now cross-examine.
Yes. Ready?
The testimony, not the dress.
I can't wait to see her falling apart animations.
I'd arranged blah 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 blah.
Yes.
Alright. Tell me more. That's a late lunch, isn't it?
You don't keep up the latest fashions from Britain, do you? Late lunches are en vogue. Yes, the latest fashion from Britain is very en vogue. The decisive English no has quite a ring to it. Or a sting.
You can tell it's English with the cursive.
The gentlewoman is currently working in the victim's research laboratory, it seems. So it was apparently a daily occurrence that they would lunch together. Daily, you say? But on the day in question, the victim had another appointment at the clinic first.
Yes, which we can prove from a medical report card that was submitted as evidence earlier.
That's right. Ms. Brett and the victim went to lunch following the victim's treatment, which is why it was so late. Such wonderful logic. What a shining example of
She didn't even say
English
anything.
intelligence.
So English, so woman, so hot.
So he both arrived at the restaurant. What happened next? Continue the testimony.
Alright.
Yes!
Yeah, that's sus.
He was unable to eat, you say?
Yeah.
That was because he just had a tooth removed at Hotta Clinic, correct?
That's right.
You're supposed to actually check with the witness before answering.
Was Miss Brett aware of the fact? It seems so, yes. She'd heard that the professor was to have some dental treatment.
So that would mean... it was you who ate the steak pictured here. Is that right, Miss Brett?
Looks very weirdly eaten, and I'm pretty sure the professor was sitting on the other chair.
Yeah.
But yes, that was it. The print you have there shows the table exactly as it was left after the horrifying event. Exactly as it was.
Exactly as it was.
Exactly as it was. Dear me, what a harrowing experience. To have traveled to a distant island on the far side of the world and be embroiled in such a tragic incident.
Or the cause such
Oh,
a tragic
dear.
incident.
I will white knight right now.
Been white knighting all along.
The victim, Dr. Wilson, had nothing to eat or drink at all.
The real victim.
A real crime. That's right. Other than some carbonated water.
Just water?
Yes, the professor was unable to eat, but he had been given permission to drink water. It appears that the diners toasted your lunch with a glass of water each. Hey, where's the other cup?
They each raised a glass of carbonated water.
Sus. I think it's pretty sus, Renescape, but what about you?
Yeah, why are the words green? It must be sus. It has profound bearing on this case. I'm not sure
Please
why,
add it
but...
to your testimony. well, how fascinating. Do tell us what's this profound bearing. The significance of the statement will become apparent when the time is right.
You don't know
Do
either,
it.
Kazuma.
The defense calls for the witness's last statement to be formally added to the testimony. Do it. Well, sidestep, counsel. Alright then, guess we'll wait for that moment. Miss Brett, kindly repeat what you just said to be added to your official testimony. Gladly, she said.
A mask. That was brilliant. I'm going to remember that one. That's standard.
I thought you
sir.
didn't want to step into the courtroom again. Which one?
The significance will become apparent when the time is right. I use that all the time.
I hope there are some more useful tips you're picking up from this experience than that, Rinosuke.
My powers of observation. Okay.
Yes!
Not even grape juice. It's carbonated water, eh?
Yes. Being the waiter, I poured the 2 glasses myself. I clearly remember doing so. Have I been
Except you're
sworn yet?
actually a detective.
And the beefsteak, that was for you, Miss Brett? The lady says that she had heard it was not customary to eat beef here until Japan opened its doors to the world. But Kobe beef is so famous now.
Yes, that's true. I don't know what Kobe beef is.
What a frightful place, is the lady's opinion.
No Kobe beef? Well, it's not customary to eat sashimi in Great Britain. That's the real crime.
Every country has its own cuisine. As long as people have food to eat, what does it matter what it is? It does
Well-
matter, Kazuma.
It does. Some foods are more
It does.
equal than others. Come to think of it. Carbonated water is much more of a shock than beef. Anyway. Back on topic. Somehow I feel like there's something out of place in what he's saying.
We need to pounce on even the slightest thing now. Because you never know what might lead us to our goal. Our goal of Gyakuten Saiban.
Understood, Kazuma. You've clearly played the games. Alright.
Yes!
I never got into an argument with the professor. All I did when I noticed him was to go over to say hello.
Please, don't get angry with me. You're very scary.
No, I wasn't directing that retort at you. It was meant for the lady next to you. Oh. Anyway, I did not argue. I did not.
I'm afraid your words are in vain.
Nani?
Ms. Red does not appear to speak Japanese. No, of course not. How convenient for her. Japanese is such a cumbersome language anyway. English is the future. We must all speak English too. Oh no. Please don't do that again. I wonder if the prosecution will feel that way forever or only in the presence of a beautiful woman.
Well, that beautiful woman is telling blatant lies with a completely straight face. And to find something that will unravel her testimony, no matter how seemingly insignificant it may be.
Anyway, it seems that after the argument, the accused briefly returned to his own seat. And then he remembered he had the gun, and they came over and shot him. Yeah.
Well, I had some coffee to drink.
And the next time you got up after that?
When I finish my coffee and I finish off the victim. Pew pew.
Yes.
Don't say yes to that.
I did not shoot that gun.
And like I said, there's no point repeating that assertion over and over.
Yeah. What gives, Kazuma?
Nevertheless, defendant, you can't deny that when the shot rang out in the restaurant, you had a gun in your hand.
Well, yes, that's true, but all I did was pick up the gun I saw on the floor next to the professor as I was leaving the restaurant. In fact, yes, there was someone much closer to the victim than me at the time.
That will do, you dirty rotten scoundrel.
30?
You baseless accusations could very well cause an international incident, boy. Seems to me that your accusation is just as baseless as ours. I don't know, man. I mean, one of them had the gun.
I just picked it up.
What nonsense. The lady is merely stating what she saw.
And this is already an international incident as far as I'm concerned, anyway.
Yes.
True, you're not from America. Can you prove that you're not carrying a gun, huh?
Absolutely. I verified it personally. She had no gun on her.
Yeah, I took a just look over.
Yep, I checked that she was not carrying a weapon. How? I don't know. Yeah, she said she wasn't, so obviously she wasn't carrying a gun.
That's all you did? You just asked her? Did you murder this man? No.
Surely you carried out a physical search, Inspector.
The dress was too poofy. Couldn't find anything.
No.
Why on earth not?
The honorable English gentlewoman clearly stated that she did not possess a weapon. There was obviously no need for any further probing into the matter. Or there was no permission given for any further probing into the matter, perhaps? Think what you will. But if you're going to continue this preposterous claim that a refined lady was concealing a firearm, the prosecution demands that you support your assertion with facts. In other words, he wants evidence.
The one thing I don't have.
Gun in my hat. The lady wishes to point out that of course she wanted to stay and assist in the investigation. But she had a presentation, you know?
Yes.
Oh. Not to mention the fact that your office had told you to get the woman out of there. Not get her out of there, I just urged her to leave. Gun and all, the lady would like to point out that she in no way meant to run away from the scene of the crime. Which is why she is only too happy to cooperate and testify here in court today, of course. Unlike a certain student who refuses to admit when the game is up. You could at least have the courtesy to pay attention when I'm goading you. So she says you definitely fought with him and then shot him.
Which, totally didn't happen, believe me.
Still, her statement is very compelling. After all, she's an elegant, refined,
Not you
young
too,
and
Cosmo.
beautiful woman from Great Britain. The way she's responding to this clearly tells me she does know Japanese. Start contrasting you, dressed from head to toe in a dull black school uniform. You come in your wedding suit.
I'm just exactly the same way as you are, except for the flapping red ribbons, which are very charming.
Well, anyway, this is our only chance to expose her testimony as a fiction that it is. If we can't do that, the trial's over and you die. Even you, with your thick skin, must be able to feel the murderous looks you're getting from around the room.
Only 2 Al. I feel half dead already. Wait till you get the guilty conviction. What? You just pointed out an inconsistency earlier.
Yeah. Well, just keep pressing. Although I think we've already reached the end of all the pressing, haven't we? Yep. You'll be fine. We've scripted it.
I do. Press. Yeah.